Hello, my beautiful butterflies. I hope everyone is having a incredible day. I wanted to come through and discuss a very important topic. But before I get into that, if you're new to this channel, make sure you stay to the entire video. And if this is some content that you feel like you would like to watch on a regular basis, please like and subscribe. If you are already subscribed to the channel, welcome back. Like I said, I hope everyone is having a great day. Today, I would like to discuss being gang stalked by family members and how you should handle it. I know a lot of people are probably going through that, or you probably don't know you're going through it, and but you know something's wrong. So, I'm going to tell you a couple of things to help you guys out in case you are going through it or think you're going through it. I even wrote some things down. I did a little brainstorming so I can make sure I really tell you genuine information due to the things that I've experienced, okay? Um there are two things that you most definitely have to look for when dealing with the people that you love because they know a lot about you, and the fact that they do, they can, if they are um a part of a certain group of people that does gang stalking, you know, um, they will do these things. And I call them the two C's, and that is compare and compete. And, I've experienced growing up that I have been compared to um, a lot of other my cousins and family members that were, in my age range growing up. And, we were children at the time, and I think sometimes as a child, you catch on to things quicker than adults think you do. And not only are you, as a chosen one or a person, being, aware of these things, but the person that you're being compared to is also aware of it. And if they're the person that's used to being praised the most, and you're the one that's used to being, you know, compared to in a way where people are putting you down or trying to make you feel bad in their own little way, as time goes on, that person will start to compare themselves to you on their own without the help of others, because now you're probably grown up now, or teenagers are grown up, and the older you get, the more goals you have, the more accomplishments that you're trying to achieve, and that's what will probably make these people start to compare and compete with you even more. I experienced this as a teenager, and like I said, as a child with one of my cousins. We were in the same age range. So, for some reason, my family always compared us as to who was going to do better who was going to graduate, who was going to do better once we graduated, who was going to have children first. I mean, it was just, and even as me and my cousin got older, we even talked about it. Like we both recalled times we remember we were being compared against. But I've never competed with my cousin. I love her. I'm proud of everything that she's ever accomplished in life, and I'm pretty sure she feels the same way about me. But um, there did become a time where you get gang stalked by certain family members that, um, like I said, they are aware of it, and they don't mind rubbing, you know, things in your face when you're not doing so well, and they are. And instead of, people pulling together to try to help each other, sometimes if a person doesn't feel good about themselves, or they may just get a joy out of making other people feel bad, well, I'm pretty sure it's because they're hurt about something, then, they will say things to try and discourage you, which is a form of gang stalking because, um, like I said, a lot of things that we go through as a child, we don't understand why it's going on until we get older and experience our spiritual awakening. So a lot of the times that all those times when I was younger and being compared to my family members, I didn't realize that it was a form of gang stalking until now. So it's like, you know, yeah. Um Another thing that I would like to discuss that is more like to happen um when being gang stalked by family members is that there are two types of family members that you will have more than likely. You will have the one that will down you, that will put you down when you're going through a rough patch in your life, and as soon as you get on your feet, they will come around and, try to play on your niceness and want things from you. But, when you're not going through a good time, they don't come around. And when they're not around, they're, discussing you and downing you to other people. And then when they do come around, when you're at your lowest point, they're gang stalking you about not having this or not having that, you know, and they'll come around and brag about what they have when you're at your lowest point. And I know that some people may say, well, you should be proud of people when they come around and talk about, their accomplishments and all. That's a form of confidence and being proud of themselves. Of course, I'm always happy. A person doesn't even have to let me, know that they need acknowledgement on their accomplishments. I'm going to let them know that I know, as far as like congratulating them. But I don't mind if they come around and tell me what they're doing, because I'm going to congratulate them regardless. But you know the difference. There's a difference. There's always a difference, especially when they don't do it when you're doing well. It's always like when you're not at your best. You can always tell the difference. Just when you get your spiritual awakening, or you start to see things differently, you will know. And I used to think the same way, but I see the truth now, even on some things that I don't want to see. But it is what it is. It's a blessing to be able to know, so you can elevate and move forward in your life. A lot of these things were probably blocking you as a person, from moving forward. Um, and the second type that I would like to discuss are the ones that, when you're having a rough time, they like you more. Like, they come around, they're like, "Oh, do you need help with anything? Are you okay?" Um, at the same time, they're bragging about things and comparing themselves to you in their own way. But then once you are doing good, and you, like, let's say for instance, you were going through a rough patch and a family member came through and helped you out a couple of times, and then when you got on your feet, you called and like, "Hey, let's go out to dinner. Everything is on me. I just want to spend some time with you, and you know, thank you for everything that you've done for me when I, you know, was down." And not even that, just wanting to do something nice for them to show that you appreciate them, in their company. But they they avoid you. They don't want to go out with you. They don't want to come around you. It's like they don't want to see you doing good, but they don't mind seeing you do bad. They'll even help you, like give you, help you out, buy you some groceries or whatever you may need if you're down or whatever. Like, these are not the ones that will not help you. They will help you because it makes them feel good that you need them. And it's something like feeding a narcissistic supply. It's like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. But I I'm speaking on things that I've experienced. These are the things that I've experienced. So I'm pretty sure you guys, and comment down below, I'm pretty sure you guys have experienced different forms. And let me know down in the comment section below some of the forms of gang stalking that you've experienced from your family and how you handled it. Guys, this is what I did in order to handle the situation, because sometimes it even got so bad to where they didn't even mind showing me that they didn't want to see me elevate certain people. I'm not speaking on everybody, but there are certain people that has showed me that, you know, us being family doesn't mean anything to them. And no matter how much I love them and want to see them succeed, they don't feel the same way about me. And I'm one of those type of people. I don't go by what comes out of a person's mouth. I go by action. So all of my, concerns about the situations with these people were based on their actions alone. Well, not I wouldn't say that, because part of gang stalking is majority of the things that comes out of a person's mouth towards you. So I wouldn't so much as say that, but you know what I mean. Like, they will sometimes actions can come through how a person expresses themselves through words, if you know what I mean. But I'll give you an example. One time I had started a new job, and one of my family members were off from work. They weren't doing anything. They were actually, um, I don't even think this family member worked. No, they didn't work. They were taking one of my other family members shopping. So it was like a shopping day or whatever. But it was my first day of work at a job. And I was running, I know it was my first week. I had already been there like 3 days. So I didn't have a car, so I was catching the bus, and the bus was running late. So it was making, if I would have waited longer, it would have made me late for work. And the family member was pulling off, seeing me walk into the bus stop. And they had already heard me in the House Express and I was late. They didn't have a time limit on where they had to go or anything like that. It was just a chilling shopping day. And there was room in the car because there were only 3 people in the car: the driver, the person in the front seat, and one person in the back. So there was room for me. And I would have given them gas money. Yeah, I'm that type of person. I know that love doesn't fill up the gas tank or anything like that. So I do pay my way, when they gave me ride or whatever. So that wasn't the problem. So I'm like, okay, they're not gonna offer me a ride. They're just gonna say bye, and I'm like, I'm running to the bus stop. Like, they seeing me running and they're pulling off. Like, they're getting in the car as I'm, and they're saying, have a good day at work and go make that money. And I mean, just things like, okay, at this point, I'm not even going to ask for the ride, because the vibes are giving gang stalking, So I'm just, at this point, I'm just going to go on over here and do it this way. Because I had, to be honest, I had already asked this, never mind, I'm not even going to get in. You guys know, like, when someone's really sincere about helping you and when they're not. But these are past experiences. This was years ago. This is nothing recent. I'm just expressing, with you guys, some examples of, um, family gang stalking. This is how it got to the point to where I was just experiencing it more often than usual. And it also seems like the more that you are awakened and you change to become a better person, a lot of people don't like the new you versus the old you. But there's a trick to that. They don't like the new you because now you're aware and you're becoming a better person, you're elevating, and they know eventually you will probably elevate away from them and they won't be able to use you as a narcissistic supply. So they would, like, some people would literally try to do anything they can to keep you where they are because they feed off of your energy. Them putting you down gives them energy. energy. Them being able to compare themselves to you gives them energy. Them being able to, you know everything that you have going on in your life, and for them to see even your ups and downs, and they compare themselves to you and compete with you, it gives them life. It gives them something to do. But that's not our problem. It's not our problem as chosen ones. We are here to elevate and do our purpose regardless, and no one can stop us. So it's a waste of time. But we are blessed by the Most High, and they know it. So they can try and try, but it won't work. And sometimes they may succeed at some things, and you're like, how did they get away with that? But I mean, let's face it, guys. It's their karma, because we're still going to elevate and do what God said for us to do, the Most High said for us to do. And they're going to deal with their karma and keep going through these things until they too have an awakening and know that it's not the way to go, period. If they chose to go that way. Some people chose not to wake up, guys. Some people like to be, asleep in this matrix, and they're too afraid. They don't want to know what's going on. It scares them. And I understand, but at the same time, we have to be consciously aware so we can protect ourselves and the people around us. And I just want you to know that the more you pray and meditate and fast and do all those good things and eat better, you're going to see a lot of things for what they really are, and a lot of people are going to change once they see you change. It's two things that they can do. They might change for the better because you've inspired them in a positive way, and they appreciate you for it, so they show you gratitude by showing you positive energy and love in return. And you two can congratulate each other and help each other evolve to to higher heights. Or they can be intimidated and jealous and stuck in the matrix and think everything is a rat race and it's all about who has the most and who gets to the finish line first. They can try to tear you down and keep you from accomplishing what you're going to accomplish anyway. But at the end of the day, you still don't have time for anyone trying to hold you back, because it's energy draining, and we need our energy for more important things. So with that being said, this is what I did in order to get, to handle family gangstalking. I had to separate myself from some people, and guys, that's not always easy to do when you're used to being around people, these group of people, since you were a baby or can remember as a child on up. When you have to face the reality and realize that your own flesh and blood is serving, a purpose that you don't agree with. And if you told them that they were a part of this, they wouldn't want to believe you. But the trick to that is there are some family members that are part of some things that I will not discuss, but I think you all know what I mean. They're a part of groups with, with a little power or whatever. And, it's very important that we know who these family members are so we can kind of get to the root cause of where this family gang stalking is coming from. Because guess what? That's where it's coming from. Because energy can be, transferred to other people. Especially if they're already vibrating low. If these people are already used to being compared to you as a child, or comparing themselves to you, and then you have this other person with higher, with some type of authority, and then they're projecting more, negative energy into the situation that's already existing. And that's when it becomes obvious that you're being gang stalked by family members. And it was hard for me to accept it, because you know why? It went from the point to them doing what they're doing to me seeing someone else behind them. Like, sometimes you can see demons behind them when they say it, certain things. Things that you probably didn't see before your awakening. Sometimes a part of your pre-awakening. The Most High will allow you to see these things. And I know that I come off on my, talking about my spiritual journey like in a supernatural way, but that's what my gift possesses, so that's how I bring it. I don't know the Bible front to back, or anything like that. So, just know that we all have our own special relationship with the Most High, and we all have our own special gifts, and he has his way of revealing them differently to us all. And that's what makes us all so special. It's a beautiful thing, and I love that we can all come together and discuss these things, and acknowledge each other and learn from each other, because that's what we're doing. I read my comments faithfully, because I know that my butterflies are chosen, and they're the same way I'm putting y'all up on the game, y'all doing the same for me. So I love y'all. Just let's keep this going. And sometimes you got to separate yourself from these people, even if you don't want. You got to do it, even if you don't want to, because it's just like, sometimes these things can become physical. Sometimes the more calmer, a lot of people say, and this does work, the more calmer you are in situations, the better. And that is always true. You must always remain calm, even if the other person is not. Remain calm as possible if you can. And it's a must. And, sometimes, like, let's say, for instance, if you're living with someone and they're doing this to you, you can only ignore them for so long, because you live there. And after a while, it's going to start to, you're still ignoring them. Let's say if you're still staying strong, you're ignoring them. You haven't, went off on them or anything like that. You're dealing with it, right? And it's starting to weigh down on your energy. It's starting to make you, your energy shift, and now you don't like the way you feel. And it's draining you. Period. And it's feeding once again, like I said, it's feeding their narcissistic supply. So once you cut that supply off, that's when you regain your power. And sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And I gave that example. It's not from, I'm not saying it had anything to do with me, but that's just a great example to explain, because like living with someone is like one of those things where you can't just open the door and always just, you can open the door and leave, but it comes a point where you're going to have to come back home, because that's where you live. So it's not like you're going to visit someone or someone you see, when you meet up at, and have family dinners or anything like that. It's a more consistent basis. So yeah. Another thing, you also have to let these people know how you feel, because a lot of this gang stalking, it can turn into, our words are powerful, which that's why we have to be positive, because it's like a form of witchcraft. if you're steady speaking, negativity onto someone and projecting it onto them. And it's like when they're saying things like, let's say for instance, you get a new job and then you're feeling good about your job, you're out the door, and your roommates are discussing you, or no, your family members are discussing you, and they're like, it's not gonna keep that job long, it's not gonna last long, or something discouraging, and they just keep speaking and speaking. You don't even know this because this is done privately, and then all of a sudden now you're having problems at your job. You're like, what's going on? Why is this happening? I really do feel that a lot of negative energy comes from the things that we speak into. We can speak them into existence, especially people that are manifestors, and they tend to use these things for a lot of them that tend to use their gift for the wrong reasons. They are manifesting negativity into people's life with just merely speaking it. It's a form of witchcraft, and it's used a lot. I've had people do it to me. I had a family member come. I had gained weight, which I have lost a lot of it over a year or so ago. But I had a family member come and visit me, and due to my weight gain, they looked at me and said, "You're a diabetic." And I said, "No, I'm not." And they were like, "Yes, you are." And I said, "Look, don't speak that into my life." Normally, when the old me probably would have just either got scared, like, really, really, and panicked, or, why do you say that? Why do you think I'm a diabetic? What? Is it my weight gain? What is it? Do I look sick? Like, what's going on? Or how do I look? Is it something wrong? Is it a certain way my eyes look to make you think like, what it, like, you can either do that, or you can just simply speak up and say, hey, don't project that. Don't do that to me. Like, please don't speak that into my life. Because sometimes we have to let people know, like, I'm aware that your words are powerful. I'm aware that, you could speak something negative into my life just by saying it. So I would appreciate it if you would not do that. And if they continue to do that, it's just, it's just all the red flag that you need to know that, no, this person is speaking negative into your life. Because if a person can look at you and say things like that it's not even true, that they have no evidence of, they're trying to speak it into existence. So, yeah, I had to get away from some people and speak up at the same time. Because sometimes when you try to get away, they can try and keep calling and harassing, asking you day to day what you're doing in your life, putting you down for not having the type of job that they think you should have, or the type of car that they think you should have, or the fact that you don't have a car at all. Just a lot of things that you know people try to do to make you feel bad. But I'm here to tell you that speaking up for yourself and being strong enough to separate yourself from these people will really help you regain your power by cutting off their narcissistic supply. And it works, guys. It worked for me. So I hope this video helped you guys. I love you so much. I really, really, really appreciate you watching my videos. And I'm glad, like I said, that we can all use this platform to learn together. Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down in the comment section below. Let me know some ways that you were gangstalked by your family and how you handled it. And don't forget to keep yourself strong mentally, physically, and spiritually. I love you. Until the next video. Peace.